Well, a few days ago now, Thursday to be precise, an announcement from Criterion's YouTube channel. It was a little teaser, which was about the all of the basically having the complete film collection of all of Stanley Kubrick's works. Now, I have a good number of his movies. Um, a couple I have on DVD that I don't have on Blu-ray and 4K, which is Full Metal Jacket and The Shining, and I talked about The Shining some years ago. And I've talked about a few of his films. Um, I have The Killing, which also has his second film, Killer's Kiss, on here. So that's cool. You get two films, and with this, and now the complete collection. Everybody is saying like this is in 4K, which I would absolutely agree. The thing is, I'm sure they no doubt have will have the Blu-rays here too. You know, the ones that are already in the collection. I'm assuming the all the stuff for the normal Blu-rays will be imported on there because Criterion, they have two discs really with the 4K disc, the 4K UHD Blu-ray disc, and then the normal Blu-ray disc. So I have this. I also have Paths of Glory, and I don't own it, but they have, uh, Spartacus. They had it on DVD, but that's coming. I saw that on the big screen years ago. That was awesome to see. I had just seen it on TV like TCM and stuff before. So seeing it in the theater was amazing. And of course, I've talked about Doctor Strangelove, my favorite Kubrick film. Um, I'm sure this disc will also be in there, and yeah. Hi there, nuclear warhead. Handle with care. Yeah. And I don't know what they'll do. Like with the Doctor Strangelove, obviously stuff like that, like what you normally get with like the booklet, came in this because has to be similar to the film. Top secret, Plan R. And here is the Holy Bible in Russian phrases, which of course has a few actual Russian to English to Russian translations. And has the cast listed here. And the crew. As well as about the restoration and all that, and special thanks and acknowledgments. And then here is, they've got the typical stuff of the, like the essays and stuff written about it. I'm curious about this release, and then, oh, there you go. Have you ever seen a commie drink a glass of water? Vodka. That's what they drink, isn't it? Never water. On no account will a commie ever drink water, and not without good reason. Water is the source of all life. 7/10 of this Earth's surface is water. Why do you realize 70% of you is water? As a human beings, you and I need pure or fresh, pure water to replenish our precious bodily fluids. Are you beginning to understand? And then, here's like another essay, part 104. Yeah, they always have these essays, and some of them are really cool. I like how they did this. And of course, I'm not getting rid of my Criterion releases, especially with stuff like something like Doctor Strangelove, something like this. Whenever they, what and however they release it, and whatever it will look like. I mean, I'm sure they'll have stuff and essays and all that about all the films. And Criterion has released other things on Blu-ray from Kubrick, like Barry Lyndon. I haven't gotten that film. I wanted to, and in many ways, there's no reason I didn't. I shouldn't have, especially since there is a 4K release, but I just never did. And then, of course, I've got my Clockwork Orange film, which I have also talked about this movie. And for the 40th anniversary and then the 50th anniversary, I'm always keeping this. Back there. But yeah, this has, on the second disc, there's the two documentaries. Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures, and Oh Lucky Malcolm, feature-length career profile of Malcolm McDowell. And yeah, this one does not have those documentaries, so that's another reason to just keep this also. Hopefully, at least, the Kubrick documentary will be on this release, this set, hopefully. So yeah, and the only one that I got in 4K, which I actually forgot in the last update that I got, is Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, I got this in like December, and I forgot to include it in my end of the year like update videos. But yeah, I got this. Yeah, his final movie, and I liked it in 4K. I thought it looked very good. And yeah. So yeah, another thing is also 2001 I have on DVD, but I don't have it on Blu-ray or 4K. But obviously I had been looking at stuff like that. I've seen some like three movies with 2001, um, The Shining, and Full Metal Jacket in a three in a three set of 4Ks and Blu-ray. So, and it wasn't super expensive though. I'm sure this will be fairly pricey, because as every movie that Kubrick ever did, and you know, his first film is in uh, that's in Kino Lorber. Uh, Fear and Desire. Yeah. And I always intended to get that, but I just never did. I don't know why. Um, but, you know, I will absolutely be interested in getting this film or this collection. It's again, it's going to be very pricey, but you'll get 13 feature films, and I wonder if they'll also have some of the shorts that he did. Also, be kind of interesting to see if those will be included. Um, but yeah, Stanley Kubrick Criterion collection, yeah, or the complete works of Kubrick. Coming in, it says coming soon, and of course, when does that mean? Because there was no release date, and also it just says like complete for the title of the teaser, and there's no description. So whenever the release date is, we don't know. And yeah. So yeah, this is the Blu-rays and 4K collection I've got. And the book Doctor Strangelove 4K right now is fairly inexpensive, and I've been thinking about getting that anyway. Also, I love Doctor Strangelove, so I think if anything, that might be fine. Because it's like, well, if you really love something, you kind of makes sense to rebuy it over and over, like with certain movies, and that's my favorite comedy of all time. So I think in that case, you know, makes sense. It's also in my top 10 favorite films, so yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you. So hopefully, this was some interesting news if you hadn't heard. Um, of course, I know not everybody likes Kubrick. Like, not everybody enjoys his films, and I get that. You know, some of his movies can be fairly, uh, I don't know, feel either cold or something like maybe even bleak. I've heard some people say with certain films, but you know, I find his movies to be very interesting, and I'm absolutely interested in seeing all of them in 4K quality, and yeah, should be good. Um, Hopefully, for the most part, you know, I've seen Lolita, and I know that's not a film people really love for obvious reasons. Yeah, it's not absolute. It is not high on my Kubrick list, personally. But Peter Sellers is really good, so that's something. But yeah, subject matter of that film is very controversial. But yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. Will this be really cool? Will this be, or do you think this is cool, or are you kind of like I'll pass and never really buy it? Um, Also, when do you think this will be released? Because I don't know. Uh, Part of me thinks it'd be kind of cool if it was around Christmas time, because a lot of people buy stuff that time of year, and in a way that would be kind of perfect. But I don't know. I don't know when, because it just says coming soon, and it's June. So, in a way, what it could imply, maybe this summer it will come out, or early fall. And if it is fall, Criterion does have some discounts every so often, and of course with Barnes and Noble, there's the 50% discount, which was coming up soon here, and I just noticed I have not at all changed it to. There. Most of the month is completely gone, and I just finally put it to June. But yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's due to the month. Oh, I was so in awe that my birthday month had my favorite Star Wars character. Like, I just gotta have that longer than it should ever be. But anyway, whatever. Here's Obi-Wan. So maybe until July 4th, I will keep this up, on purpose, because I couldn't be bothered, I guess, to change the counter. Though, in all honesty, I kind of forget to do that anyway. But yeah, plus also the last video I uploaded at the very beginning of the month, it was actually shot just before May ended, hence why I didn't actually change it at all. But yeah. I know this is not a film talk, which it should be, but I don't do this series too often for whatever reason. And this is what this series was supposed to be, just me talking about stuff. Granted, it's movie related, and I do have my own separate thing, but I don't really have much else to talk about. I think will be interesting. I don't really want to do much of a vlog, but whatever. Yeah, Kubrick. The complete Kubrick coming soon. When is soon? I don't know. I could never tell you. Criterion didn't tell us. We just have to guess. Be it the end of summer, in the middle of summer, fall, winter, I don't know. That's it's one of those statements that's like, part of me thinks it could be October, maybe, because there's always this letter that I get from Criterion in an email form, which I'm sure if many of you are fond of Criterion, you also have have emails like that sent to you. So September was released not too long ago of what they're gonna release in the coming months, so of September. So it could be October earliest. But again, I don't want to actually say that. I mean, granted, I've speculated, it could be summer even. It could be one of those surprises, obviously, because it's a big surprise to everybody. And maybe they'll change some stuff around so that once it's released, like if it is released this summer, it could be like a July or August. And then that will be out, because, ever so often, once the month is actually going to approach, they send out another email to people to let you know, hey, this is coming. Make sure you go and watch it, or not watch it, just look and see if there's anything that interests you. So it's fairly possible that in one of those, another one of those emails, once the month is actually upon us, they could possibly let people know of the Kubrick collection. But anyway, I've babbled now on long enough, but I just figured I should at least say that. But yeah. So what do you think? Is this cool? Is this not cool? On the fence. Obviously, it's going to be fairly pricey to have at least 13 films in one set. In 4K, no doubt, and it will be Blu-rays, normal Blu-rays, I'm sure. So anybody who still doesn't have 4Ks, a player and all, you could at least probably watch the Blu-rays at least. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And to see some of the stuff that I didn't upgrade yet or plan to at some point, be it in the Criterion collection or elsewhere. Now at least I have something to look forward to and hopefully get it. Because that's the thing. It's like you can. Some people were joking like I could either have gas for a full month or buy this collection. So it's like I'm gonna for a full month. I'm just gonna be walking. I'm buying this set. I don't care. Which in a way that is kind of true. It's like you gotta sacrifice something if you're gonna buy this. So you know. Usually I like to try to get a few movies a month, but I'm like, this is 13 movies. That's multiple movies, so I won't have an issue of, getting that. And I was like, yeah, some stuff is coming out. Yeah, I like to have that, but gonna have to wait on getting that because I just, getting this instead. But yeah. I think it's cool. But what do you think? Is it cool? Is it not? Yeah. Anyway, sorry for rambling now. Hope it's all right though. But and yeah, maybe every so often I could do little updates like this for this thing, like this series, like this announcement is made and just whenever. Because I kind of like to have, Fridays be whenever, be talking about a specific movie, maybe even a franchise. And yeah, or in this case, a director. But I don't know. I haven't really done something with this series for a while, and I kind of want to do something. But yeah. Anyway, enough rambling, and I hope all this is interesting to some degree. And if it is, let me know what you think. And apologies for, again, rambling on and on. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about this, and I will talk to you all later. Or at least see you all next time. Yeah. Take care.